Welcome to the show. We have a special show today because it is the day that is 8/8 Lionsgate. It's so inspirational for twin flames that can download messages, heartfelt love, and what more for your union process. How is it going for you? I want to know. So let me know with a comment. For me, it's beautiful. The messages were plenty already, and we're only halfway of the day. So very curious what is still to come. And it is also a special episode of the show because we're walking towards, very quickly now, the closing of the door towards of the year group program, Twin Flame Abundance Now. And you can still subscribe to it, be it silver or gold, what feels best to you, for another around 21 hours from when this is recorded. And then the door closes. So it's time to start to make up your mind. And maybe you can combine that with the downloading of Divine Love for your Twin Flame Union in the Lionsgate on the 8/8 magical number date today. Creative Universe Checkpoint Earth presents Summer Show Union News Values in the Abundance Now program. The real twin flame work happens on the inside, and then it will guaranteed manifest outside. In this series of lives, I share about what that means for my union consciousness process to inspire you to find yours. It serves as the source for your almost daily twin flame news. And today on the show, we have values in the Abundance Now program. Because I was like, yeah, that's important. Because, well, many of you are known to the central Twin Flame Inner Work tool that we stand for here, which is called Key. It was derived from something that Divine Mother gave me directly and intimately in 2011. And this, over time, developed into this tool, 4 steps, easy and successful. It's called Key. But that instigates a process in you. In the group program, if you step into that, or whenever you're doing the real Twin Flame Inner Work with the Key tool, it instigates such an alive process in you. All kinds of things are happening, even though the tool seems easy and short and not much going on. A whole world is being conjured from only that tool and the tools that derive from it that I also created over time. There are many juicy extensions of it nowadays. You'll find them when you step into the world of coaching behind the computer screen, behind the YouTube videos, right? Where the real stuff happens. An enormous process starts for you, the journey, and you'll find your true twin flame and be with them together, guaranteed. But that's a whole process. When you step into the group course, I need to guide that for you. And I love doing that. I think it's beautiful. It's a deeply inspiring process also for me to do that for you. But I need to be very conscious of how responsible that is. Because if I do that wrong, if anyone does that wrong, if you let yourself be guided by anyone that does not know what they're doing, you could have serious issues in your soul. You've accrued lots of karma. And I don't want to have that on my pile of things, right? No, thank you. So we need things to make that land safely. And one of the things to make it all land safely for you, for me, for anyone, is the values that come with the working with the Key tool, with working with the Key tool in the group program. And these are the 12 values. And we're going to discuss them today. Yeah. So just let's cut through the chase and just do it. So the first one is letting go to come into your bloom in a natural way. So clearly it all starts off with letting go. There's a lot to let go in the twin flame journey. Who you're actually not, although you thought you were. Who your twin flame is not, although you hoped they were. Things about what your purpose in the world is that you were mistaken about. Things about your identity that did not belong to you. Things that you do in your everyday life that actually don't help you, but you need to get into contact with that and then shaken up by it a little bit so that you become aware that this is actually what you need to let go. So many things can be let go of. Oh, many more than I just said. Many, many, many more. Who knows what it is for you? People, bosses, things you valued in yourself that are actually not belonging to your true value set in your union. Things that you've done that belong to a behavior pattern that have nothing to do with who you will be in your harmonious twin flame union and what you will do then. All kinds of things can be let go of. Who knows what it is for you? What are you letting go of? But we're not just letting things go. We're coming into bloom in a natural way through that process. So there's a process of coming into bloom in a natural way for who you truly naturally, or maybe supernaturally, if you want to express it like that, because it is about who and what you truly are in the light of your soul, in the light of spirit, the divine itself. So maybe you want to call that supernatural. That would be fine too for me. Coming into bloom in this natural and or supernatural way. And apparently it works with letting go. Because what you're coming to bloom in and coming to bloom as is actually something that only needs to be uncovered. And there it is already. You're already blooming. Just like the dirt just needed to be scratched off a little bit, and there you are. And that's the process. And that's the first value. 2, prosperity in the moment. Pointing to the fact that, you know, you are already wealthy, rich, prosperous, abundant, of everything good, of everything that is divinely good for you as the divine feminine or the divine masculine, depending on which you are, in your union. In the moment, in the now. And the now is not, at least not only, the moment between the past and then there's the now and then the future. No, the now is letting go of that entire idea of the timeline and landing in the relationship with your divine core. That is your union. And then there's like nothing else, or you could say like everything like sort of starts to bow down to your now moment. Well, that sounds a little weird perhaps, but it is sort of like that. How else can I say that? Things start to form to you in that now moment, but with the timeline disappeared altogether. And that's really like the consciousness state that it points to, right? And in that now moment, without the timeline even existing anymore, there is your prosperity already. It's just waiting for you to be discovered there. It's just your direct relationship with the core of your union, and through that with the core of the divine itself. And that's where you find everything prosperous for you. Even though you would want it to come out as that particular sports car and that particular job with that particular salary, with that particular budget per month for your biological groceries that you can shop. Maybe you want to even hire a cook Costs a lot of money, a lot of prosperity too, to make it for you so that you have all your free time, all your time freed up, I need to say, for your twin flame mission. Maybe that's, part of your dream. I don't know what your dream is. Maybe your dream is much your heart's desire is much more humble. That's also fine. It doesn't matter. It just means like the full version of you in expression in the world, in form, in manifestation, in the physical. The full version of that, what would that be? What that would be for you? That is all present in that now moment. When you let it seep into how you act and what you do and what is going to happen, if you really let that in, if you let it in from the now moment out, in like with like sort of energetic fingers into all these places of practical life. So that's another value. Well, does it sound boring, this list of values, or does it already start to sound a little bit good? I hope so. Let's move on. 3, surrender to the bigger whole. Well, even though we start to know and live as the knowing that we are the divine masculine or the divine feminine, depending on which you are, of your union, which is together directly under who created you, the divine itself, or however you want to call it. It doesn't matter how you call it, the source of that. That's what you know. That's what we know. And even as that, we surrender as that. So not the old-fashioned, we're just like people all around, scattered around the earth. No, we're part of a union with our twin flame. Okay. But even there, you surrender as that to the bigger whole. You surrender to the fact that we're actually one consciousness between you and your twin flame. And then from that place on, you surrender to the fact that everyone's union consciousness is one big union consciousness. And that's what you surrender to. That's the third value that we will have in our work together in the group Twin Flame Abundance Now, that is still open for around 21 hours at the moment that this is recorded. The subscription of it, right? So great. So let's go to 4. Insight in what does not work and letting that go. That's another value that we have. To guide the twin flame inner work in the right direction, insight in what does not work and letting that go. So letting go, we have already established that was, part of the deal, but you get insight in what does not work. You get true insight in yourself, in how you functioned before and how you can function better in your harmonious twin flame union consciousness state that you will reach by doing this inner work in the group course together with your twin flame. And what did not work before. And you will get true insight so that you will, as a result, not do it again because you had true insight. True insight means that something truly changed for you. It's not only like an idea in your brain, but true insight is it has landed in the heart. So everything is different now. Your behavior is different, your thoughts are different, your feelings are different. That's when you had the true insight. And that indeed implies in letting go as well, implies letting go as well. And the great thing is that you'll learn what does not work. So you really get wise in this journey and you just get this insights in what does not work that could very possibly, actually that's guaranteed, be little nuggets that are valuable for other people as well. And you establish that on your true journey. And that's how you can start to share in Twin Flame Mission. That's really your purpose with your twin flame. And it's really something that is, grounded when you do it with these values intact, so that you help other people also very grounded and not floating around like idiots that can make nothing come true anymore because they're just so high all day long. You will be super duper high in Harmonious Twin Flame Union, but that is not to be misused. Maybe we should add that as a value. Oh gosh, anyway. Well, I guess that's sort of implied in all these points, right? Let's move on to number 5. Understanding for myself, and in that way also for others. Oh, you see how that continues to grow on each other, to build on each other, because I actually was already talking about this. Like, you start to understand things for yourself and therefore also for others, so you can share it in your mission. Well, I actually already said that. Wow. They're very organically flowing inside each other. So let's go to number 6. Compassion in action, so that your work contributes to the love of others. So the way you're going to stand in your purpose in your union, practically speaking, that will be your union's mission. That's how I would call it. And that is going to be compassion in action. So that your work contributes to the love of others and not to the criticism of others. Important. So we're not traveling to get insights so that we can share them, like in Dutch, my mother tongue, you would say bedweters. Oh, this is it in English, as know-it-alls. We're not going to travel around as know-it-alls, not connected to anything divine, but just slapping everyone in the face with that we know it better. But we're just going to be compassion in action, which can be very direct too, which can be very, effective and efficient. Absolutely. It is the most effective and efficient. And, this compassion in action, actually, a lot of the time is not really doing too much, but is like compassion in action, so that it does play a role in any social interaction by quietly standing in the right alignment. And whatever needs done can be done then. So that's another value, number 6. So number 7 is love for yourself. And the S of self is capitalized. So yeah, we're just going to see that not the ego is self-loved, but the self is self-loved. And you're just going to put everything in there that assists. And that's very much a foundation of anything we do with twin flame healing. Yeah. You are going to fully love and give every need and necessity to your body, to your existence, to your daily life, to your biological functioning. But you're not going to say that is you. You know that your identity is actually spirit. And that is going to inspire you to take care of the physicality. And you're going to love yourself as that, as spirit, as part of your union fully. Because you let that reality in and in and in and seep more and more through in the forms of life, in the daily life of your body. In any which way form it takes. And then you're going to understand so much more every moment that this self is actually the union. And then you're going to understand more and more, when you love that union more and more and more, that this union is actually the communication between you and the divine or source or the universe itself. And you're going to nourish that one more and more and more, deeper and deeper, so that you fully come to function on the earth in your twin flame union as the one that embodies that divine spark. And then you start to understand that love of the divine spark is everything. Yeah, that's value number 7. And then we go to value number 8, and that is focus on the work that will bring love for the long term. So whatever you're gonna do in the Twin Flame Inner Work, in a group course, Twin Flame Abundance Now, that starts up, that we're wanting you in, we're waiting for you, to sign up, silver or gold. Whatever you're going to choose now, the value is that we choose that because it brings divine love for the long run, right? That's really also how you get your twin flame. That's how it's done. In every moment, you choose the option that will bring the love for your twin flame union for the eternal perspective. And that choice is it. And you keep on choosing that. And that's how you get there. Number 9. Value 9 is silence the inner so that you amend to the inside and towards the other. That's really about relationship. The value is relationship. And first you need to feel that relationship in yourself, in your heart. And you're just taking in a tiny little bit of a silent moment to make that relationship with yourself. And then you heal that relationship with the self. And when that is established, you can relate to other people, to that place in them that is also part of that divine silence. Yeah, that's another value that we have. And then we have number 10, share from the moment without passing yourself. You will step into your union experience and start to share from it. That's pretty much the whole purpose of Twin Flames. What I call Twin Flame mission. But you're not going to stand there with them and then share in the sense that you're going to give yourself away, and you're going to give yourself away, and you're going to give all your time for free and all your effort for nothing to them and to others and to God and to your neighbors and to your parents and to your children. No. The first sharing happens with yourself. And you get fuller and fuller and fuller of the nourishment of life itself, of twin flame love. And then it starts to share automatically. Taking into account normal psychological healthy boundaries that you put into place with rules and regulations and boundaries and normalness and not too much, but also not too little, things like that. That's how it goes. That was value number 10. And then we go to 11, bearing the fruit from a real growth and giving space for that. All of this will give you fruit. So this actually means that whatever you're going to manifest in your life will be built out of the nourishment of true divine love, true twin flame love, and not from anything else. And thus it will have a shining quality that is valuable in itself. And that true fruit, whatever it is, more money, better wardrobe, more food from a better quality, whatever the fruit is, more relationships with your perfect clients, that comes from real growth of real fruit. And what that needs is pretty much that you just embrace that space in which that can happen. So that's the 11th value. And then the 12th value is being yourself in all circumstances. So letting everything that we now talked about unfold no matter the situation. Well, there you go. No matter the situation, no matter the circumstances. And you're just going to going to grow into all 12. That's what can happen. That this is like a fully rounded, like, exercise, sort of, right? That you will experience in the group that you can step into now. You might start this all on your own, and you will end with your twin flame next to you, doing the very same, and that will all go seamless and be in peace. Oh, there will be many challenges. Don't worry about that. That's pretty much the road itself. Challenge, next challenge, next challenge, next challenge, next challenge. But that's life. It's not a problem. That's just life. But in truth, in the heart, you'll feel that it will be smooth and peaceful. That's how you know that you're on the true path to the true union with your true twin flame. If it's one big drama that doesn't cease, you know that you're not doing the right thing. Again, it doesn't exclude challenges because they belong to the path, but it's not crazy. I'm not doomed. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. That's the real journey. So we're going to do that together. I'm just looking very much forward to do that together, right? I love it. I love it. I love it all. But we are going to move on in this show today to the ACIM lesson of the day. And I'm just also looking forward so much to this lesson because it is going to be about this peace. That's why I was like, oh, let's get there. Let's dive in. I know that we're going to talk a little more about this peacefulness that is supposed to be there for twin flames. You're not supposed to be all dramatic. Anyway, so let's have a look. ACIM of today. It's lesson 220. And it is a review lesson. So we're just looking back at lesson 200, but that doesn't really matter for you now, I guess. Let's just read it. I'm not a body. I'm free. For I am still as God created me. There is no peace except the peace of God. Let me not wander from the way of peace, for I am lost on other roads than this. But let me follow him who leads me home, and peace is certain as the love of God. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. So there it was. More peace, the peace of God, which is natural for twin flames, true twin flames in union, in harmonious union, the consciousness state it is all about. They come together with the peace of God, and there is no peace except the peace of God. And it is found in this relationship with your twin flame. On that level, on the level that you desire to have a relationship with a fellow human being. Yeah, and otherwise it's found between you and God, right? But on like the human level, on the horizontal level, so to speak, it is found between you and your twin flame. There is no peace except the peace of God, which is the peace of union, which is the peace of twin flames. And you can manifest that in life right now, early in the journey, and not at the end of the entire journey that a searcher for God can travel. But now we have the opportunity with the blessing of the Christ Masters that I co-create this with, uniquely, I must say. Now we can do this early in the journey so that you can walk the rest of the journey together. That's what you want. That's what you feel in your heart. Let's walk together. Let's have a relationship together. I love that. I want that. I want that now. And that's possible. And it is in the peace of God. So invite that one in your heart. And ACIM, A Course in Miracles, said the same today. So beautiful, wonderful. I will put the lesson and the link and where you can click for further reading, because there is deeper reading for this lesson as always. I will put all these things in the show notes, and I post them after the show on my Patreon. When you become a Patreon member, you can read it and you invest a little bit in it, which means that you work on your own union, on your own, making it come true for yourself, because you invest in yourself. And Divine Mother witnesses that and starts to help you. That's the deal you can make through me, through Patreon, through becoming a member. We're also going to look in my own book, one of my own books, and I open it as if it is an oracle, and then we find a text. And this time, this text came out. It is in a chapter that is called 5 Ways in which Soul Love, which is the same thing, the peace of God, right? In which soul love, twin flame love, union love, the peace of God, works definitively and business generating. So this is an interesting chapter in which I talk a lot about how twin flame union, of course, is a heart deal, is a love deal, is a relationship deal, is a romantic relationship kind of deal. And at the same time, it can be a vehicle for money and business. Your twin flame can even be your business partner. And it actually is holistically baked in how the structure of life works as twin flames. Interesting idea that not many people have already thought about, but it is really the truth just as much as they are your lover. But anyway, maybe we're actually not even going to, that was interesting, Petra, but we're not going to look into that part of the article. We're just going to look at a little bit of the part of the article that is actually more about relationships. But anyway, it wasn't a title, right? So we are going to look in section 2 of it, of this chapter or article, whatever. And piece number 2 of the 5 things, right? Piece number 2, we're going to look inside, and it's called Download the New Relationship Blueprint, which applies to private and business relationship. Oh, see, there you have them both together again. So this new relationship blueprint is twin flames, right? So, and it is for private and for business. Now, well, there you go. There you go. And this is the text. Recognizing the possibility of unconditional soul love and the existence of soul relationships that are already present is step 1 in downloading the new relationship blueprint. Downloading sounds more like IT, and it is, but then at a substantial level. Information and communication technology at the soul level is already built into your system. Body, energy field, soul architecture, everything. We may not have activated the buttons properly yet. However, the subscription has been running since your birth. And the cabling is also certified. Now we can add another spark to bring it to life. In the program Twin Flame Abundance Now, your soul love is activated on a new level. I thereby assume that all information and also the seed of the new blueprint are already present in you. However, you get a small tour in your creative vortex and answer what you find there, even if only in embryonic form. These are the things that we will uncover, So this DNA abundance, in a certain sense, lays the umbilical cord between yourself and your essential ground, or connect the loosened or damaged by trauma or habit or otherwise synapses in your brain. If your new blueprint is activated, you will notice that you are going to sail on a new sea with a fresh sea chart, as it were. The metaphors in my writing are starting to pan out. IT, sea, map, etc. You have that damn creativity too. Yeah, soul creativity. But it's not about the metaphors, it's about experiencing. And that is the new luxury. You arrive in the plush of your experiential world, which under the individual, ultra personal, becomes universal at the soul level. All right, so it actually just explains that we all have the twin flame blueprint, and it's for personal and for business relationship, and it's built into the IT wiring of life itself. It came from the Emerald Itinerary on page 171 to 2 in the paper book that you can buy on Amazon called Twin Flames Manifesting Your Abundant Life of Love. We're going to make a step towards the Manifest Union and Mission cards that I created myself. The oracle guidance of this show is going to be, well, I got a good shuffle on the forehand, and this sticks out in no time. So I'm just going to take that. That was a quickie. And it's going to be from the Silver Series, C2.4, the Acknowledger Seller Manifestation, with the coin here. In tarot, you would say a pentacle, right? The coin, which is also for money, but also for soul value, for the whole value of what we just discussed, from value to money for the service or product. Because mission business is for twin flames built in. But at the same time, it points to the fact that twin flame union is valuable. You understand? Business and money is a symbol for the fact that life is valuable, and you can connect the two directly in your twin flame union. And that's the whole point. That's why you have union and mission, but they're actually one. That's the point. You will excavate that all in the group course if you step into it. All right, what are we going to do here? We're going to look in the booklet on my screen. And I will read the union meaning, and I will put the mission meaning in the show notes on my Patreon. It might sound a little bit like the business aspect of union in that sense, this text that I'm going to read. But you have to understand that it is just as much about the value of your love relationship and partnership with your true twin flame in union. Honesty sells. Right, so you're selling in your business maybe, but you're also selling, let's say, your case to your twin flame for being together in the love relationship. So here we go. In every position you can take in union, you will have to communicate, and communication always means to show yourself for at least some part, not only formless love. Showing yourself exactly how you are is the only route to success. Your conscious and unconscious pieces, your so-called light and dark sides, you will need to accept together to not only allow yourself to be everything that you can be for others, but also so that you will truthfully come across as a genuine person and can make yourself come true in the eyes of another too. Showing yourself exactly how you are is the route for a better version of yourself, right through that communication process towards a new ground. Life experience gained in these processes makes that you are being formed in body and spirit, in style and vibe. And more importantly, makes that your body and mind styling will be exactly aligned with your inner world. This is therefore the reason that you desire to accept both your negative and positive sides as a starting point, because only like that your true soul energy can start to come to light and expression. This will draw your true twin flame closer, the one that is one with your soul energy. They will choose you for the long run, whether your communication is for the rest mediocre or fantastic. There is a natural attraction that exists, and you play into that unconscious vibe and make it visible and cognizable. This is how you avert manipulation, an overdone variant of communication technique. By not just paying attention to communication techniques, old-fashioned or based on the law of attraction, and being more of yourself and having faith that the taste of that will transpire, you build real relationships. And they can eventually only be mutual and win-winning, which is also what you want with your true twin flame. You are on your way towards accepting your expression to such an extent that your true soul's energy will surface and become communicable in a mostly automatic way. Working with honesty and truthfulness stops being work and will become your standard. A softness will accompany your love communication actions that will inevitably draw contours. And this is what will surface to show itself. Wow, I just feel like I want to say amen to that. And here is the hand that brings this eternal communication, and the form of it that is hovering above the waves of the feeling ground of your heart. And you're offering that, and your twin flame vibes on that vibration too and will answer. And if it is communicating and relating to your future soul clients in your twin flame mission together, that is a little bit of the same process. So that's what you need to grow into, and that's the inspiration of the day. And that is certainly what we will be doing in the group program, Twin Flame Abundance Now. Because in that whole program, it is acknowledged in so many ways. And in the theory and workbooks that I provide, 25 pieces in total, maybe even 27. Well, anyway, it is acknowledged and brought into practice that communication is the highest form that this union love, that is actually divine love, that is twin flame love, can take. Communication. The high art of communication, that's what you're going towards, moving towards, developing towards, if you want to look at it as a skill set development. There you go. The beauty of true communication is the high art of twin flame love. I choose now to explore the most complete depths of my being. I surrender my mind completely to God, that He may bring it into perfect harmony with His. I invite God now into my core, that He may make it right, returning it perfectly to its state of eternal wholeness. I trust the power of divine love. I choose to see the truth that it is universally accepted by all. At the core of every child of God, including me, we're all one with our twin flames and God. It is safe for me to open completely to love now. My love, love is not elusive unless you command it so. But don't worry, you could not choose against love itself because you are love itself, manifest as you eternally. If you command it to leave, love does not leave because it cannot possibly leave. But you leave love by the power of your command. And by that same power, you can command yourself to return to love. And it is so revealing to you that love never left. It is safe to let go. It is safe to relax into love's eternal presence. Love is calling you home. And I'll be there waiting. I have always been here with you, and I always will be. Your next step. Don't forget to actually start the process and jump on the team. Actively come to our community. Start doing the correct inner work and ask the support you deserve through our services so that we can start a relationship that will lead you to harmonious union and beyond. When you're not in a relationship, you're not on the team and you can't expect the results I'm speaking of and in fact guaranteeing. Currently, you are cordially invited to step into the group year course experience. This is the Twin Flame Mystery School you have been waiting for. I am looking for 9 people to step into this abundant opportunity. Twin Flame Abundance Now has opened its doors. Start giving so that you can receive. The door closes within hours from now. Look at the Twin Flame Year Group Course of your dreams at creativeuniverse.earth/abundance now or the link below. You'll find it. The show notes. You can, however, support this ongoing live Twin Flame news as such. Make it possible as co-creator. Without your participation and financial gifts, I cannot do anything because we need to have an energetic and verbal visual exchange for things to make sense and to know what I need to talk about for you. And also, we're on Earth, and that necessarily always works with money as a means to make sacred content actually physically flow. Therefore, I post the show notes in Patreon. Come over and enjoy. Have influence on the broadcasts. Don't miss out on the behind the scenes experience. Patreon.com/PEJ at Creative Universe. And you know that is true because I do ask for your input in my Patreon. I want to know what you want me to talk about because maybe I'm off, maybe you just want to have another topic that is very important to you and you can just let me know that in Patreon and I'll take that into account. August 2025's Patreon subscriber action is the Divine Love reading for €111 instead of €177. If you liked this episode, share it with a friend, like the video, and consider subscribing to my channel. Ding the bell so that you will be updated anytime there will be a new video for you. I am Petra in the consciousness state of Harmonious Twin Flame Union since March 2020. Worked with the new Christ Masters on Earth right now to roll this consciousness state out so everyone can enjoy the abundant life with their true twin flame soon enough after going in with me right here. Don't search any further. You found what you were looking for. Om. Amen.